Hi, my name is Jen and welcome to the Book Refuge. Oh my goodness, it's so good to see you again. I know for you guys, you will have seen a vlog already, but for me, this is the first time where I'm consciously making an effort. Got my face all done up, gonna do a bunch of videos today, so you'll see this cute outfit. This is my but first coffee because such a real thing. I let myself get a little crazy over break, as in we stayed up way too late most of the nights, which is fine. It's fun. It's good. It's vacation, but you get back and whatever. So I'm here today, obviously, to do my December wrap up, which I was a little disappointed in myself for my December wrap up just because I only read 9 books. So I'm going to start with my lowest rated and go to my highest rated. Even though, as you'll quickly notice, this was a romance-heavy month. I'm just warning you. I read, I think 6 of the books were romance, and then 3 were young adult fantasy or young adult fiction. So just telling you with that, I'm going to go pretty quickly through the romance ones because they were just kind of mediocre, which is usually what happens with romance, but I still love it because it gave my mind a break after months of heavy fantasy. Like if you look back through the books I've been reading, it was mostly like high fantasy or low-level fantasy. And sometimes your girl just needs a little break and needs some trashy romance. The first book on my list that was a 3-star was the 4, and then there was a 3-star book that I read this month. I have to say them together because otherwise it won't make sense. Was Corrupt. Sorry, it's hard to see on my Kindle, by Penelope Douglas. And then the 3-star one was the sequel, which was called Hideaway by Penelope Douglas. These are, I'd call them like urban romance. I don't know their technical, like where they fit. But these 2 books, they were okay, obviously. The first one was really fun. And I think that's just because I hadn't read anything like it in a long time. I used to read a lot of trashy romances like this when I went through a phase. This one is about this girl and this gang of brothers. Yes, they're kind of a gang. Like, let's not lie. And this girl did something that caused 3 of the men to end up in jail. And so they're back, I think it's 5 years later, and they want revenge. And so they have kind of some dastardly plans for her. But then the main guy, Michael, ends up falling in love with her, which he already kind of liked her. And once you find out what she did, they deal with it, I guess is the way you'd say. Then the next one was called Hideaway, and it was about another member of the gang and who he falls in love with. And they were fun. Again, the first one was 4 stars because I hadn't read anything like it. And then the next one, it just wasn't that great. So we'll get on with it. The next one that was 3.5 stars was This Man, which this is another Kindle read. I was having a Kindle thing, so excuse me for that. Let me go look at this. This one, straight up, I'll tell you, it's kind of like a remix of 50 Shades of Grey. And I don't know why I decided to read it, but I did because one of the people that I follow, she said it was a really fun read, even though it was kind of derivative. I liked it because the man was a little more sympathetic to me than, and this one is by Jodi Ellen Malpass. And I gave this one 3.5 stars because I thought it was good in the beginning, and then it just kind of went downhill from there. Because the second one, which is called Beneath This Man, I DNF'd at 40% because I pretty much gotten what I wanted out of the novel, and then I was like, this is going to keep continuing along a 50 Shades of Grey track, and I don't care to do that. It was fun for the first one. I read it in like a day when I had nothing to do on a weekend, and that was a thing, and we won't talk about it anymore. Next, I want to hold up these 4 that I read. Okay. And they are the first 4 books of the Black Dagger Brotherhood by J.R. Ward. These were pretty much 4s all the way across. Actually, Lover Awaken. Okay, Lover Awaken was a 4.5 for me. Otherwise, they were Dark Lover, Lover Eternal, Lover Awakened and Lover Revealed. And this is about a gang of brothers, again, who are kind of sort of vampires because it's a paranormal romance, but they're not. And you know what? No shame for these. Maybe a little bit of shame for those ones I read on my Kindle, because you know, the ones on Kindle, they just are what they are. These 4, and I'm still reading them. You're going to see, I'm going to put up a book haul next week where I literally went hog wild and bought the first like 10 books in this like 25 book series. But here's the thing, and I'll tell you why. So you know, I'm big on relationships and not just the romantic relationships. And for me, these books had some of the best male friendships and relationships that I've read. And I know that's cheesy because these are in trashy paranormal romance, but they are so good. Like, immediately, it's very clear. Yeah. So if you've ever read Christine Feehan, which is they're the Carpathian novels about, again, sort of vampires. They remind me of that a little bit, except these men are much more in the modern day for the most part. Like, the Carpathians are like hidden away to themselves and they're crazy and whatever. These guys live much more in the modern day, and it's so hard to explain these because I know everyone, you've probably already clicked away from this. This girl's talking about this kind of romance and I don't care. But these characters are so good. So if you like a little bit of smut, but you also want the substance to be there, like you're not just reading trash, I highly suggest these because the family, the found family, the dynamics between the brothers is what I'm here for. And there's this one character who in the first book, he's a human and he basically gets adopted into the family. And this 4th book is about him. His name is Butch. The way he joins the family, like, I thought he was going to be a villain in the first book because he kind of likes the main character. And obviously she gets with the hot Black Brother Daggerhood guy. But he becomes their friend and he's like their human. Like, they take care of him. And it is, guys, it's so cute. So anyway, I'll stop about these, but these were all 4 stars for me, except for number 3, which was a 4.5 stars. And I'm definitely continuing. You're going to see these books again. So just get used to it, especially because I'm doing Romanceopoly starting soon. And I'm going to use a lot of those books for you. Okay. I read The Afterlife of Holly Chase with Murphy's Patreon book club. And what did I give Holly Chase? I gave Holly Chase 4 stars. I actually didn't have any 5-star reads this month, guys. That's kind of weird for me. Like I said, it was an off month. But anyway, this story you probably heard of. It came out like 2 years ago for Christmas. It's about this girl, Holly Chase, who was Scrooged and she failed. She didn't change her ways, and so she died. And when she died, she had to become part of the Scrooge Project, which every Christmas they Scrooge someone and hope to give them a better life by getting them to change their ways. And it's really fun. This book did not go where I expected it to go. But I gave it a 4-star because the middle bits, Holly's very selfish and annoying. And once you finish the whole story, like, it makes sense. Like, I get why she's selfish because she never got fixed. Like, she never made a choice to change her ways and she got forced into helping with this. So I get it, even though I didn't perfectly like that, if that makes sense. I don't know. But I really liked it in the end. I liked the romance in this, even though, again, it has a different ending. Some might even call it bittersweet. And it was really great. And most of us had a great time reading this because it's a fast read. Like, this goes really, really quickly. And we were reading it in a 2-week time period. And I couldn't make it take that long because I was going to be bored if I had to keep stopping at like certain chapters. So I finished it in 10 days instead of 14 because once I hit a tipping point, I was like, nope, I'm finishing it. Whatever. So this was 4 stars. I really liked it. Maybe put this on your Christmas wish list for next year, or, you know, read it. It's still the Christmassy feeling. Maybe give it a try. This was great. And finally, the last 2 books I read, which I actually waited to film this because I was trying to finish the second one. I finally read Duel of Fire, and King of Mist by Jordan Rivet. These are self-published books. You have to order them on Amazon, or you can get them on Kindle. They were only, when you order the hard copy, you get the Amazon Kindle for free, which is really nice because the 4th and 5th one are stuck at my, they're stuck at my post office right now because they got delivered before Christmas, and now it is a blizzard. Like, if I turn this camera around, there's literally a foot of snow against my window right now. And so I can read them on my Kindle while I'm waiting for the hardcover books. But these were great. This is a cute little fantasy story. Not little, it's going places. It's just, they're very quick, the first two. When we get to the third one, which I'm reading next month, they start to get a little bit bigger. I'm about to film that video now, just in case you didn't know. And anyway, so they're about Dara Ruminar, who is a champion duelist, and she just wants to be a duelist. And her teacher gets her to practice with the Crown Prince because he thinks that the Crown Prince isn't taking his safety seriously enough, and he believes that he needs to be ready. And they're like, we live in a safe kingdom. Dueling is just for fun, but the prince decides to help Dara get a patron because her family, they control fire, because fire is kind of the magic system in this place. Not kind of, it is. I use weird words sometimes when you're trying to describe things. And so they become friends, and it's so good. This is also a slow burn romance, like through 1 and 2, because some SHIT goes down at the end of this book. And also stuff goes down at the end of this book. I can't really say anymore, but these are so good. Please support a self-published author. Jordan Rivet has a bunch of books. After I finish this series, I definitely want to read more of hers because her fantasy world is so fun. And it is a pretty basic magic system, like Murphy has said in a lot of her videos. So this could be a good intro to fantasy for you. And they're great. They're excellent. If you're looking for things to binge on your Kindle, this read really smooth on your Kindle as well. So pick it up. Give it a go. So that was my pretty small, even though this video still took me forever, I don't know. The first half of the month was really fun. Like, reading through these Black Dagger Brotherhood books it's so much fun. Like, you know, when you can just binge a series and there's always another one for you to read. Like, that never happens in YA because usually you get to a point and then you have to stop and wait for books to come out. That is what I read. Please, on Friday, make sure you check out what I will be reading in January, what I've probably already started. And I hope your holidays were freaking amazing. Thank you to everybody who's a new subscriber. If you want to see more things, please subscribe. I put out new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I'll see you next time. Bye!